Revenge. When most people think of revenge, they imagine scenes filled with anger, retaliation, and hurt, a direct response to pain inflicted by someone else. But true revenge is far from what the world often portrays. It is not about returning harm or seeking to break someone else down. Real revenge is something deeper, something far more powerful. It is about rising above the chaos and becoming untouchable. When you choose this path, you move beyond the petty fights and the toxic back and forth. You refuse to be dragged into the negativity that others try to pull you into. Becoming untouchable means you no longer allow anyone's actions, words, or even thoughts to disturb your inner peace. You create a space so solid, so unwavering, that negativity simply bounces off you. This is not about building walls out of fear or isolation, but about developing an inner fortress grounded in strength, self-awareness, and confidence. It's about owning your power in a way that others can't touch or manipulate. You are not reacting anymore. You are responding with calm, clarity, and control. And that is where your power truly lies. Think about it. How often do you see people getting caught up in drama, wasting their energy on grudges, or trying to get back at someone who hurt them? It's exhausting. It keeps them stuck, and it gives control of their emotions to the very people they want to hurt. But when you become untouchable, you flip the script completely. You take control back by refusing to engage in the cycle of hurt. You refuse to let others' negativity define your mood, your day, or your life. Instead, you focus on building yourself up, on healing, on growing. This kind of revenge doesn't look flashy or loud. It doesn't involve confrontation or shouting matches. It's a quiet revolution inside your heart and mind. It's about focusing on your own journey and refusing to give others the satisfaction of seeing you broken or disturbed. And that is incredibly powerful, because when you walk this path, you become the person your enemies cannot understand or touch. You become the example of strength and peace that no bitterness or anger can shake. This is not just a way to protect yourself. It's the ultimate act of reclaiming your dignity and your joy. When you choose to become untouchable, you say loud and clear that no one has the power to control your life but you. That is the most painful kind of revenge. Not because it causes pain, but because it shows that you have risen above, that you have chosen peace instead of pain, growth instead of destruction. So let this be your guiding principle. True revenge is not about tearing others down. It is about building yourself up so strongly, so resiliently, that no one can ever touch your peace again. When someone hurts you, the natural instinct is to respond immediately, to lash out, to defend yourself, or to prove your worth. But true strength lies in silence. Choosing not to react is one of the most powerful acts you can take in the journey toward becoming untouchable. Silence is often misunderstood as weakness, but it is anything but that. Silence is control. It's a demonstration that you are the one who governs your emotions and your responses, not the circumstances or the people who try to shake you. Imagine the power in not giving others the satisfaction of seeing you upset or angry. When you refuse to engage in their drama, when you simply step back and watch in silence, you create space for clarity and calm. You deny them the fuel they seek, your reaction. This forces them to confront the reality that you are not a puppet to their actions or words. You are a sovereign being who chooses peace over conflict, wisdom over impulsiveness. Silence is also a way to protect your energy. Every time you react emotionally, you give away a piece of your power. You allow external forces to dictate your state of mind. But when you choose silence, you keep that energy within yourself. You invest it in building your inner strength, your confidence, and your resilience. You become less vulnerable because you no longer provide an open door for negativity to enter. Another important aspect of silence is that it gives you time to think, to reflect, and to gain perspective. When emotions run high, decisions are often clouded. Acting in haste can lead to regret or further pain. Silence allows you to step back, observe the situation objectively, and plan your next move wisely. This kind of patience is a sign of maturity and self-mastery. It shows that you are playing the long game, focused on your growth and well-being rather than momentary satisfaction. You might wonder if silence means you are suppressing your feelings or avoiding confrontation, but true silence is not avoidance. It is deliberate self-control. It's about choosing to respond only when you are ready, when your words carry meaning and power. It's about not giving your enemies the weapons they seek, your anger or your desperation. In fact, silence can speak louder than any words. It can communicate your strength, your confidence, and your refusal to be dragged down. In becoming untouchable, silence becomes your armor. It keeps you grounded when chaos surrounds you. It protects your peace when others try to invade it. It gives you an edge because while others waste energy on conflict, you conserve yours for building a better future. So, next time you feel the urge to react, pause and remember that silence is not weakness. It is the quiet power that sets you apart. It is the ultimate weapon in your path to becoming untouchable. Remember, sometimes the most powerful statement you can make is saying nothing at all. When someone has wronged you, one of the most transformative steps you can take is to focus entirely on your own growth and success. This isn't just about distracting yourself or trying to forget the pain. It's about actively choosing to elevate your life so profoundly that your former hurt no longer holds power over you. Growth is a form of revenge that is not only deeply satisfying, but also permanent. Think about it. When you pour your energy into building your skills, your mindset, and your character, you're essentially creating a version of yourself that no one can easily touch or bring down. The pain that once weighed you down starts to dissolve because you're too busy becoming someone better, stronger, more resilient. This kind of revenge isn't about retaliation or proving others wrong with words. It's about proving it through your life. Growth demands discipline, focus, and a willingness to step outside of your comfort zone. It means waking up every day with the mindset that you're not defined by what happened to you, but by what you do with your life moving forward. It's about investing in yourself in ways that nourish your mind, body, and spirit. Reading books, learning new skills, pursuing your passions, these actions build an unshakable foundation that no negativity can crumble. And here's the beauty of growth as revenge. It creates a ripple effect. When you improve yourself, you start attracting better opportunities, better relationships, and better circumstances. People begin to notice your transformation, not because you're shouting it out loud, but because your confidence and success naturally radiate. This draws respect and admiration, which can be far more powerful than any verbal retaliation or angry confrontation. It's important to realize that growth is not a quick fix. It's a journey that requires patience and perseverance. There will be setbacks and moments when the old pain tries to creep back in, but each time you choose to push forward, you reclaim more of your power. You prove to yourself and to anyone who doubted you that you are not defined by the past. You are the architect of your future. By focusing on growth, you also protect your peace. When you fill your life with purpose and progress, there's less room for bitterness or resentment to take hold. You stop being a prisoner of what others have done and become the master of your own destiny. This shift in mindset is crucial because true revenge isn't about hurting others, it's about freeing yourself. So, as you move forward, let your personal growth be your greatest response. Build yourself up so high that no one can reach you with their negativity or past mistakes. Let your success be the silent but undeniable answer to those who tried to bring you down. In the end, the most painful revenge is not in breaking others. It's in becoming untouchable through your unstoppable growth and transformation. One of the deepest wounds we experience is feeling ignored or forgotten by those who once mattered to us. When someone who was once close to you distances themselves, it can sting in ways words rarely capture. But here's a truth that's often overlooked. Being ignored can actually be a powerful sign of your own rising value, a signal that you are becoming untouchable in ways they simply cannot match or control. When someone chooses to ignore you, it's not just about their actions. It's about what you represent now. You've grown, you've changed, and in doing so, you've shifted beyond the person they knew. They may feel unable to reach you or connect with the person you're becoming. This silent treatment, this ignoring, can be their way of coping with the fact that they've lost influence over you. And this loss of influence is the very thing that marks your transformation. Being ignored forces you to look inward. It pushes you to reflect on your worth independent of others' recognition. This reflection is not always comfortable, but it's essential. It teaches you that your value is not contingent on someone else's attention or approval. When you stop seeking validation from those who choose to overlook you, you step into a place of true power. You begin to see that your peace and happiness come from within, not from external affirmation. This stage is where many people get stuck, caught in the trap of wanting to be noticed, heard, or acknowledged by those who ignore them. But the real breakthrough happens when you stop chasing that attention and instead pour your energy into your own goals, dreams, and growth. Imagine the freedom that comes when you no longer depend on someone else's recognition to feel whole. This freedom is what makes you untouchable. Moreover, being ignored by someone who once had your attention can reveal their true priorities. It shows you who is genuinely invested in your life and who is only there out of convenience or habit. This clarity, though painful, is a gift. It helps you weed out relationships that drain your energy and focus on those that truly uplift and support you. There's also a strategic advantage in being ignored. When you stop reacting to the silence, when you maintain your dignity and continue advancing in your life, you create a magnetic pull. People notice, not because you're trying to get their attention, but because your calm confidence and progress speak louder than words ever could. You become the person who is not desperate for approval, but driven by purpose. This is why the most painful revenge is not retaliation, but rising above, continuing to live your best life while being ignored. It's the quiet strength of knowing your worth, no matter who acknowledges it. And when the time is right, those who once ignored you may find themselves drawn back, not because you begged or pleaded, but because your life shines too brightly to be overlooked. So embrace the silence, embrace the ignoring, not as a loss, but as a signal of your unstoppable ascent. Use it to fuel your growth and remind yourself that your value is untouchable, no matter what anyone else chooses to do. This is the power of becoming untouchable through grace and relentless self-improvement. When we talk about revenge, many people immediately think of retaliation, getting even, striking back, making others feel the pain they caused. But the most profound and lasting form of revenge isn't about vengeance or bitterness. It's about personal transformation. It's about becoming untouchable, a state where you rise so far above negativity and hurt that nothing can break your spirit or shake your peace. This is not just a concept. It's a powerful mindset and way of life that changes everything. Becoming untouchable means that you no longer allow the actions or opinions of others to dictate your emotions or your path. It means you've cultivated a level of self-worth and inner strength that no one can penetrate. When you reach this point, revenge takes on a new meaning. Instead of trying to hurt those who wronged you, your revenge is your success, your joy, your peace, and your unshakable confidence. This kind of revenge is the most painful for those who tried to bring you down, because it proves they failed. They wanted to see you broken, vulnerable, or desperate, but instead, you've built a life so full, so meaningful, and so aligned with your purpose that their attempts to harm you look insignificant. This success isn't about flaunting what you have. It's about quietly living your truth, knowing that your growth is the best answer to any negativity thrown your way. Think about how much energy is wasted when you focus on anger or resentment. That energy could be better spent on improving yourself, pursuing your dreams, and building a future that leaves no room for past hurts. When you redirect your focus, you transform pain into power. You take the very things that tried to destroy you and use them as fuel to climb higher. Becoming untouchable also means mastering your emotions. It means that when you face challenges, disappointments, or betrayals, you don't react impulsively or let bitterness consume you. Instead, you respond with calm, clarity, and wisdom. This emotional mastery is the foundation of your untouchability. It shows that you are in control of your life, not your circumstances. There is a beauty in this form of revenge because it frees you. It liberates you from the chains of grudges, from the endless cycle of pain and retaliation. You become the architect of your own destiny, unshackled from the opinions and actions of others. This freedom allows you to create a life that reflects your true potential. The most painful revenge is not about hurting others. It's about healing yourself so thoroughly and rising so powerfully that no one's negativity can reach you anymore. This is the ultimate victory. And when you live from this place of strength and peace, you inspire others to do the same. So choose this path of quiet, powerful revenge. One where your growth and happiness are the loudest statements you can make. That is the true meaning of becoming untouchable. When we talk about becoming untouchable, one of the deepest and most powerful aspects is mastering the art of detachment. Not in a cold or uncaring way, but in a way that protects your peace and preserves your energy. Detachment means you no longer allow yourself to be consumed by the opinions, judgments, or actions of others. You understand that your worth and your value come from within, not from external validation or approval. This kind of detachment is a form of emotional intelligence. It's about recognizing what is within your control and what is not. You can't control how people treat you, what they say about you, or the choices they make, but you can control your response. You can decide not to give your energy to things that don't serve your growth. This is what makes you untouchable. When you refuse to be baited or dragged into drama, negativity, or conflict. Detachment also means setting boundaries, knowing when to say no and protecting your space fiercely. People will always come with expectations, demands, and opinions. Some may try to pull you into their problems or project their insecurities onto you. But when you've mastered detachment, you recognize these moments as tests of your resolve. You keep your distance emotionally and mentally, refusing to get entangled in unnecessary battles that drain your spirit. This is not about running away or avoiding responsibility. It's about choosing wisely where you invest your time, energy, and emotions. Becoming untouchable means that your focus is on what truly matters: your goals, your peace, and your growth, not on petty conflicts or toxic influences. You build a fortress around your mind and heart, not to isolate yourself, but to create a space where you can thrive without distraction. Think about how often people waste energy reacting to things they cannot change. When you learn detachment, you break that cycle. You become the calm in the storm, the steady force that does not waver no matter the chaos around you. This steadiness is magnetic. It draws the right people and opportunities to you while repelling negativity. Detachment also teaches humility and acceptance. You accept that people have their own journeys, their own battles, and their own flaws. You don't take things personally because you understand that their actions are more about them than about you. This mindset frees you from resentment and bitterness, allowing your heart to remain light and your spirit unburdened. When you live detached from the need to control or fix others, you gain tremendous freedom. Your energy is reserved for building your life, pursuing your dreams, and cultivating joy. This makes you untouchable because no external circumstance can disturb your inner harmony. So, embrace detachment as a powerful tool on your path to becoming untouchable. Let it be the shield that guards your peace and the foundation that supports your rise beyond pain and revenge. That is where true strength lies. Another crucial step toward becoming untouchable is mastering the power of self-control. When we talk about revenge, many imagine acts of retaliation, anger, or even chaos. But the most painful revenge, the one that leaves a lasting mark, is the calm refusal to be affected, to stand firm, and not react in ways that give power back to those who hurt you. Self-control means you do not allow your emotions to dictate your action. Instead, you become the master of your own responses. Self-control is a sign of true strength, not weakness. It shows that you have risen above the impulse to lash out, to seek immediate gratification, or to respond in kind to pain. When someone has wronged you, your first instinct might be to react with anger, bitterness, or even revenge. But those responses only keep you tied to the pain and to the person who caused it. Real power comes when you refuse to play into that cycle. Imagine a fire. If you throw gasoline on it, the fire grows and spreads, consuming everything in its path. But if you let the fire burn out on its own, without feeding it, it eventually dies down. Your emotional reactions are like that fire. When you control your impulses, you starve the fire of conflict and pain. You become untouchable because your peace cannot be disturbed by external forces. Self-control also means understanding your triggers and learning to manage them. You recognize the moments when your emotions threaten to take over, and instead of reacting, you pause, you breathe. You remind yourself that your value and your future are not determined by someone else's actions. This pause, this moment of awareness, is a powerful act of reclaiming your power. Moreover, practicing self-control strengthens your integrity. People respect those who can hold their ground calmly, who do not stoop to drama or negativity. Your ability to stay composed, even when provoked, speaks volumes about your character and your inner strength. You become a force that others cannot easily shake or manipulate. When you harness self-control, you also gain clarity. Emotional reactions often cloud judgment and lead to decisions that don't serve your best interests. By staying centered, you make wiser choices, choices that build your life up instead of tearing it down. This clarity is essential in becoming untouchable because it keeps you moving forward with purpose and direction. Lastly, self-control is a gift you give yourself. It protects your mental and emotional well-being. When you refuse to react impulsively to pain or betrayal, you save yourself from unnecessary suffering. You choose peace over chaos, growth over revenge, and strength over vulnerability. This mastery over yourself is the ultimate form of revenge. It is the quiet power that breaks cycles of pain and leaves those who hurt you powerless to affect you anymore. That is the path to becoming truly untouchable. Another essential part of becoming untouchable is building unshakable confidence. When someone has hurt you or tried to bring you down, the deepest revenge is rising above all of that with a confidence that cannot be shaken. Confidence is not about arrogance or pretending you're perfect. It's about knowing your worth and not allowing anyone's negativity to define who you are. True confidence comes from within. It grows when you invest in yourself, your skills, your mindset, and your dreams. It's the armor that protects you from attacks and the foundation that keeps you steady in every storm. When you walk through life, confident in your purpose and your value, no one's words or actions can penetrate your peace. This kind of confidence shifts your energy. People sense it, and it changes the way they treat you. Instead of being a target for manipulation or hurt, you become a force that commands respect. The painful memories of the past lose their power over you because your belief in yourself shines brighter than any doubt or criticism. To cultivate this confidence, you must focus on progress, not perfection. Celebrate your small wins, learn from your setbacks, and keep moving forward. Confidence builds when you consistently choose yourself over fear, when you refuse to let the opinions of others hold you back. Remember, the most painful revenge is not found in breaking someone else down. It is found in rising so high, so strong, and so confidently that their negativity simply bounces off you. That is how you become untouchable. Becoming untouchable also means mastering the art of emotional detachment, not in a cold or uncaring way, but by protecting your heart and mind from unnecessary pain. When someone has hurt you, the instinct might be to hold on to the hurt, to replay the pain over and over, hoping that somehow it will change the situation. But the truth is, clinging to that pain only keeps you tied to what once was and what cannot be changed. Emotional detachment is about freeing yourself from the grip of negative emotions that others try to impose on you. It means choosing to no longer let past wounds dictate your present or your future. You train yourself to observe your feelings without letting them control your actions or your self-worth. This is powerful because it creates a space where healing can happen, where growth can take root. When you become emotionally untouchable, you stop giving people the power to disrupt your peace. You no longer react impulsively to their words or actions. Instead, you respond with calm, with wisdom, and with strength. This shift makes you a person who can't be shaken by petty conflicts or toxic behavior. It's not about suppressing emotions, but about managing them with grace. You recognize that your peace is more valuable than being right or seeking revenge. And in doing so, you take back control of your life, becoming untouchable from emotional harm. This kind of detachment frees you to focus on what truly matters, your growth, your happiness, and your purpose. That is the power of becoming untouchable. True revenge is not about causing harm or seeking to break others down. It's about rising so high that their actions no longer affect you. When you become untouchable, you become a force that cannot be swayed, shaken, or diminished by anyone's negativity. This is the most painful form of revenge because it strips away the satisfaction of seeing you hurt or broken. People who try to bring you down will watch as you succeed beyond their wildest expectations. They will realize their efforts only made you stronger, wiser, and more determined. Your untouchable state is a silent message, one that speaks louder than any words or confrontations ever could. It says, I am not here to be your victim. I am here to live my best life, no matter what. This kind of revenge demands patience, discipline, and an unwavering focus on your own path. It's not about reacting in the moment, but building a life so full of success, peace, and confidence that no one's attempts to hurt you can penetrate. In the end, the most powerful comeback is the one where you don't even need to look back. You simply keep moving forward, untouchable and unstoppable. That is true revenge.